State capitalism is not socialism. Stop falling for it. Let's get into it. The RBE is not communism or socialism. But let's get into this. If your idea of socialism is a billionaire taking orders from a committee of millionaires in military uniforms, I've got bad news for you, because you've confused liberation with bureaucratic cosplay. Today, we're not going to just debunk the idea that state capitalism doesn't exist. We're going to drag it, bag it, and tag it, baby, as one of the most laziest, most dishonest takes in modern political history. This is the intellectual equivalent of saying the Titanic never sank, because technically it's still underwater. Kind of makes sense? What is state capitalism? Well, let's get into that. Is it just a buzzword? A right-wing smear? Nope, it's a term with teeth, and it means exactly what it says. A system where the state, not private corporations, owns the capital, but still acts like a capitalist. That means wage labor, check. Class hierarchy, check. Profit motive, yep. Global commodity markets, you gotcha. You betcha. The state doesn't abolish capital, it wears the suit. It's capitalism, with the red logo and worse conditions. China's SOEs, not communism. That's Amazon with a PLA badge. I'm telling you. So you can spot the lie. Check this out. You'll hear the deniers, but China's lifting people out of poverty. The USSR is industrialized. The state owns the means of production. That's socialism. Not quite. Ownership does not equal control, and control does not equal liberation. There's the difference. In capitalism, the owners extract value from labor. In state capitalism, the state extracts value from labor. But where is the worker in all of this? Still exploited, still alienated, just still a cog. If your factory doesn't become a worker co-op just because the manager salutes, that's not socialism. A wage slave in gray is still a wage slave, yo. So, the left's weird obsession. Now let's talk about the people who know better. Certain segments of the left, the ones who twist themselves into ideological pretzels to deny that state capitalism exists. Well, why? Insecurity, nostalgia, and let's be honest, weird parasocial attachments to flags and fonts. Some genuinely believe the USSR was a workers' paradise, because if it wasn't, then socialism has never been tried. That's not political analysis, that's emotional coping. Others defend China, not out of solidarity, but out of spite towards America. Look, opposing the US empire, valid, right? But don't swap one boot for another and call it liberation. Empire in Mandarin is still empire. And then there's the Tankies. You know the ones, they read 10 pages of Lenin and then think, democratic centralism means shut up and obey. You've heard it. That's all TikTok is right now, right? Well, let's be clear. Marx didn't say let the state seize means and call it a day. He said the working class must abolish class society itself. That means no bosses, no surplus extraction, no authoritarian technocrats, not the state becoming the new boss, not replacing Jeff Bezos with five-star general. The real goal, to abolish the profit motive altogether, the end of all forms of structural exploitation. If your socialist state runs sweatshops, enforces labor discipline, bans unions, and crushes dissent, well, you didn't abolish capitalism. You just gave it spyware and called it progress. All the monetary system. Every country uses currency. Look, this isn't just a nerd fight in a subreddit. This confusion is killing the future. When people confuse state capitalism with socialism, it discredits actual post-capitalist alternatives. It convinces the public that exploitation is inevitable. It lets authoritarians rebrand themselves as liberators. But the future that we're building, it's not a rebooted 20th century failure. We're talking about resource-based economies, the RBE, AI-assisted abundance, automated, decentralized production, planetary life systems, aligned, not with extraction. We don't want the state to own the factories, we want factories to become obsolete. Okay, holonic networks, decentralized. So the next time somebody says state capitalism isn't real, ask them these. Then what do you call a system with markets, profits, exploitation, wage labor, and a ruling class, run by bureaucrats instead of billionaires? If it quacks like capital, extracts like capital, and pollutes like capital, it's not a duck, it's a state capitalist goose, goose-stepping all over the dream of liberation. This channel isn't here to worship old flags, we're here to build something new. So leave a comment, talk about it. The RBE, resource-based economy, get into it.